Hello children. In our lesson today we are going to be making equal groups and adding them. Before we start looking at some of the activities I want you to do, I want to recap what I mean by equal groups. Can you remember from yesterday I said that equal groups are groups that are the same. So let's have a look here. I have got some groups of pasta. They're all the same because they've each got 2 pieces of pasta in. And I can describe those groups by saying that I have got, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal groups. Let me write the 5 here. And seeing how many are in each group. So there's 2 pieces of pasta in each group. So I have got 5 groups of 2. Now that seemed to be fairly straightforward when we were looking at this yesterday, but there was one representation that caused some problems. I'm going to show you that now. Now yesterday, when we were looking at our equal groups, this representation caused a few problems, as did some of the other picture representations. Can you see here, I have got 2 trees and they have got 5 apples on each tree. I can say that I have got, how many groups? One tree is a group and there's another tree, so that's 2 groups. So there are 2 groups. So I've got 2 groups. And there are 5 apples in each group because there's 5 on that tree and 5 on that tree. So I've got 2 groups of 5. Now, just because it's a tree does not mean to say it's not a group. I could have pictures of train carriages with 5 people in each, and if I had 2 of them, I'd have 2 groups. So you need to be really careful and really clear what we mean by groups. Now children, in the explore part of our lesson, we're going to be looking at how we can represent our equal groups. Can you see here that my base 10 shows 6 equal groups with 10 in each group, because there are 10 in that group, 10 in that group, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base 10. I wonder how else I could rearrange these base 10 to make equal groups. So let me have a little look. I could put my equal groups of 2 base 10. So I could have 3 equal groups of 2 base 10. Or I could represent them as, I think I could probably do 2 groups of 3. I could do 6 groups of 1. Each group is the same, and I could represent them in different ways. Now we're going to look at another example, children. So now I've got 8 base 10 here. So I've got 8 groups of 10. I'm going to look at how I could split that up, how I could arrange these in different ways. So I could split them into 2 groups with 4 10s each. So let me write that down. I have 2 groups of 4 10s because each one's worth 10. I could split them into groups of 2 10s. So I could have, here, I could have 4 groups of 2 10s. I could also have 8 groups of 1 10, and they'd all be equal groups. Let's rip that one out. So I could have 8 groups of 1 10. So that's how I could split that group of 8 10s, that equal group of 8 10s that I began with. So now children, let's have a look at another example, and I'm back to my pasta because you're not going to have base 10 at home, so you can use anything from around the house that you can find. So here, can you see I have got 4 groups with 3 in each group. So let's write that down. 4 groups of 3. I wonder if I could arrange rearrange those 4 groups of 3 differently. Let me put them together. Remember, I've got to make equal groups. I think I could split those into, let me see, I could have 2 groups of 6. So 2 groups of 6. So I had 4 groups of 3. I'm going to put that one back up there. 4 groups of 3. 2 groups of 6. I wonder how else. Maybe I could have, I think I might be able to split into groups of 2. Let's see. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 2. I think there's possibly another way I could do it. I'm wondering if I put them into groups of 4, I could also make 3 groups of 4. So from my original 4 groups of 3, I can rearrange them into different groups, and that's what I want you to have a go at. I've put a couple of tasks for you to do under guided practice in our remote learning file PDF, and I'd like you to pause the video now and have a go at that activity. Well done, children. I know that you will have been brilliant at that activity. Now we're going to move on a little bit, and we're going to look at how we might write down what we've got in our groups, our equal groups, in a different way. As you can see here, we've been writing how many groups and how many in each group. So I've got here 3 groups of 2. That's a little bit long-winded, a little bit cumbersome to write down. And mathematically, we'd be much better off writing a number sentence. So I'm going to look at how I might write a number sentence for this. Can you see I have 2 in each group? So I've got 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. I could write an addition sentence to show that. So I could write 2, add 2, add 2 to represent what is in my group. And then I could add them together. Let's see, I've got 2, 4, 6. If I can't feel like I'm competent enough to count in 2s, I can count each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 add 2 add 2 is 6. We call this repeated addition. Repeated addition. And we're going to be looking at that quite a lot over the next few lessons. So let's take this a little step further, children, because yesterday we had a little bit of trouble with the picture. So let's look at a picture representation. So how many groups have I got here? So remember, each flower will be a group. So let's count them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have got 5 groups. How many are in each group? Well, we're going to count the petals. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I've got 5 petals in each one. So I've got 5 groups of 5. I'm going to write that as an addition sentence. So I've got 5, add 5 here, add 5 here, add 5 here, add 5 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 fives. Ooh, 5 fives. I can count in 5s to add them up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's the same as 25. So my 5 groups of 5 I could write as an addition sentence, my repeated addition sentence, because I'm saying the same number over and over. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So children, I'd like you to have a go at the independent activities in our PDF file. I know that you'll be brilliant at this. Take your time, count carefully. Can't wait to see what you do year 2. Have a great day. Bye.